In Dceased Volume 2, Dead Planet, 5 years after Earth's fall, survivors flee to Oa while Earth remains overrun. Cyborg, low on power, sends a distress signal using a locator from Batman. Meanwhile, John and other heroes battle an alien invasion on Mogo. Damian infiltrates the alien ship and confronts their king, demanding they leave. John attempts to mediate, suggesting a meeting with President Lois Lane. Just then, Alfred alerts Damian to Cyborg's distress call, prompting debate among the heroes about returning to Earth. Green Arrow wants to stay, but Dinah's resolve persuaded him to go. In orbit, they find Cyborg's head, barely able to warn them to run. As they attempt to rescue him, Wonder Woman attacks, destroying their ship and infecting Oliver. Dinah screams as he turns, raising the stakes of their perilous situation. Oliver Queen is attacked by an infected Wonder Woman, as Dinah Lance uses her canary cry to fight back. Cyborg warns Dinah about a potential cure, but she fatally stabs Diana with a kryptonite sword, just as John Kent tries to intervene. Elsewhere, Roy Harper protects civilians but is killed by an infected fire. John Constantine leads Shadow Pact, comprising Ragman, Zatanna, Red Hood, Rose Wilson, and Blue Devil, to eliminate the infected. Swamp Thing seeks their help, while in Gotham, Ivy insists Dinah take Oliver away to prevent his infection from spreading. The heroes work on extracting the cure from Cyborg, who has it in his blood. As Shadow Pact approaches an Australian bunker surrounded by hellfire, they are ambushed by an infected plastic man, who kills Ragman and Blue Devil while injuring Zatanna with John falling towards his mouth, with 3 mysterious figures watching from the fortress. Swamp Thing saves the remaining members of Shadow Pact, as they recover from injuries sustained during Plastic Man's attack. Zatanna calls forth Hellfire to combat the infected heroes approaching their bunker, where Penguin invites them inside for refuge. In Gotham, Damian greets Jim Gordon while Mary Marvel cares for Jonathan. In Australia, Penguin and wealthy allies have created a shelter, forcing their guests to cook and clean for protection. Jason Blood confides in Constantine, summoning Trigon, who warns that Trigon is coming to destroy Earth, as the anti-life equation prevents souls from passing on. Swamp Thing lashes out, revealing that Penguin has captured Floronic Man, using him to grow crops and kill Maxwell Lord. In retaliation, Penguin and Professor Evo unleash an Amazo robot, forcing Shadow Pact to retreat. John returns to the sanctuary with a plan, revealing that Scott Free, Mr. Miracle, survived the earlier attack. Constantine tells Scott Free they have a cure to rescue Big Barda, but Scott hesitates until John uses the lasso of truth to convince him. They return to Gotham, deciding to ask Metron for help retrieving the cure from Cyborg. They recruit Dinah and head to New Genesis to find Highfather, but a clash between Scott and Orion leads to John knocking Orion out. Highfather agrees to contact Metron but insists on speaking with Scott first, introducing him to his son Jacob to encourage Scott to be a better father figure. Later, they set a trap for Metron, who initially tries to escape. John convinces him to let them briefly use the Mobius chair to locate the cure. As Cyborg searches for answers, Metron peers into a crystal ball the heroes brought, seeing something terrifying that prompts him to flee. Meanwhile, on Apocalypse, the Black Racer witnesses Darkseid's resurrection as an undead monster, bringing death and destruction to New Genesis. John Constantine secretly enters the Tower of Fate, deceiving Dr. Fate to meet with Trigon and plan to stop Trigon from destroying Earth. He enlists heroes, keeping them in the dark, as they head to Nanda Parbat where Deadman greets them. After battling infected, Constantine defies Ramakrishna by stabbing her with the Spear of Destiny and takes the spear. When Deadman attacks, he traps his soul with Ragman's suit, shocking the group. They then head to the Rock of Eternity for the Wizard's Staff. Rose Wilson warns of danger, but an infected Black Adam mortally wounds Jason Todd. Cassandra Cain uses the staff, gains Shazam's power, and kills Black Adam. Jason dies in Rose's arms. At Sanctuary, Damian punches Constantine for lying, and the Spectre questions his true motives. At the bunker, Penguin and Ivo prepare to launch the Amazo robots. The heroes unite their minds to create a cure from Cyborg to save the infected. As the Amazo robots rampage across the planet, killing the infected, the heroes decide to test the cure on Big Barda. Though she attacks Scott, they administer it, and it works, bringing her back. Meanwhile, Zatanna confronts John Constantine over his secrets. The Phantom Stranger warns John to release Boston, but armed with the Holy Lance, he refuses. Jason Blood interrupts. After curing Barda, the team learns of the Amazo threat. Wally and Cyborg mass-produce the cure as Trigon invades. Constantine forces Dr. Fate to surrender his helmet, and with Zatanna in disbelief, prepares to face Trigon, confident that his drastic methods are necessary, even as his allies grow increasingly wary of his actions. The finale of Deceased Dead Planet. The Amazo robots are killing the infected, while Zatanna and Phantom Stranger search for Constantine. Superman and Batman arrive at the Australian bunker, taking out an Amazo guard. Penguin orders his soldiers to shoot John with kryptonite bullets, but they refuse and collapse as Constantine arrives, using Ragman's cloth to absorb their corrupt souls for a power boost before facing Trigon. Constantine tells John not to help, having seen a future where John dies. John leaves, disabling the Amazo robots to Batman, and helps Wallace deliver the cure. Constantine battles Trigon, using a crystal ball to predict attacks, but is severely injured. As Batman and Cyborg deactivate the Amazo army, John joins the fight. Constantine, with Deadman's power, possesses Trigon and stabs himself with the Holy Lance, killing them both. The heroes cure the world, reuniting families, ending with Oliver and Dinah together again.